In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys a very low effort trading method. So just before the video does start, a quick little ad on a trading service I offer over on Twitch. For the cheapest premium trading service for just £4, €4 or free with Amazon Prime. You'll get yourself daily trading and investing guides covering both Xbox and PlayStation with an array of different techniques depending on your budget. I've been trading for over 10 years, making over 100 million on multiple titles, and recently making over 10 million in the first month for the last 3 years. So in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys the very low effort method, that is the lazy buyer method. Now, this is a really nice method to do if you guys either don't have much time for trading or you don't want to be doing anything too complex and you basically want to take advantage of people who can't be asked finding the cheapest player. So, what is this method all about? This method is all about buying a bunch of silvers for cheap, listing them for, I don't know, like double, triple what you bought them for, and then just keep listing them. And you can see right here, we do have results live. But yeah, basically what we are going to be doing this method is basically picking up a bunch of silvers from the top 5 nations or the top 5 leagues for cheap, and then listing them up. And the idea is we're going to have 100 on the go. And because you've got so many players listing, you're basically flooding the market. When people are doing SBCs, especially on the web app and especially the new chemistry, people just can't be bothered. And because they can't be bothered, I've just gone and sold a Campwell for 2.5k live to you guys. Let me go and show you guys what Campwell actually is selling for. Campwell has cards for 1.9k, cards for 1.8k, cards for 2k, 2u7. And you've just seen me live sell one right here for 2.5k. And do you know why it works? Because people just can't be asked. And you're literally just taking advantage of people who just can't be asked. So, first off, we've got to go and buy the players. So, how are we going to buy the players, you may ask? Well, you're only really picking up really cheap players. You're only probably about 20k for this. You are going to go to quality silver. And you've got one or two options. You can either be a bidder or you can be a buyer. It is completely down to you. And I'd recommend go and set your bid to 700 coins. So you've got silver, 700 coins. And I like to do left mids. You can do this with left mids. You can do this with right mids. I'd keep it to those two positions because they're very commonly used in SBCs. You're then going to go and search. And all you got to do is buy players from either the Prem, the Liga, the Serie A, the Bundesliga or the La Liga for 700 coins. Or you can go and buy players from France, England, Germany, Spain, come on Dan, Italy for 400 coins. So basically, you're either buying players from the top 5 leagues or the top 5 nations. And yeah, all you're looking to do is bid on them. So you scroll down, you could throw Brazil in there, and we're looking for bids from, once again, top 5 leagues for 700 coins. So I'm just going to scroll along. What can we see here? He's got a 600 coin bid, but he would be someone I'd be looking to go for. Let's keep scrolling down here. Once again, 500 coin bid. No one there from a top league or nation. There you go. So this guy right here has got himself a bid of 350. So what I'm going to do is make a bid of 400 coins. And again, the reason we're going to go for the top 5 leagues and the top 5 nations is because these guys are the ones that are demanded for SBCs. Because if someone leads loads of different nations, what are they probably going to do? Pick like the Serie A and then use loads of players from different nations. If someone needs loads of different leagues, what are they going to do? Pick someone from one of the top nations and use loads of different leagues. So the idea is these are the players used for the advanced SBCs. They also get used for marquee matchups. So one of the options you have to source your players is just win them on bids. Again, I'd go and bid 400 coins on that guy. I would go and bid 400 coins on that guy. I'd go and bid 400 coins on this guy because again, they're all from the top 5 nations and should be good. Can't go and win that there. So that's the first way of sourcing players. Literally, you just go left mid, there's the filter, silver, left mid, bid 700 coins. And the other way of buying the cards is just starting off with this. You can either go for the nations one by one, or you just put this in and scroll to the 59th minute, and then look for players at the 59th minute. Now, if you ever need to refresh the market, just go and put minimum buy now 200. It doesn't actually do anything different, really. Scroll to the end, any cards, nope. And then if you need to snipe again, just put minimum bid 150. So we're never actually changing what is in the filter, but we just keep on changing it. And the reason you keep changing it is because if you don't tell the web app to search for something different, it won't search differently. So there we go, boom. Spin purchase, but obviously, you know, you win some, you lose some. So that's obviously going to be for the players from minor nations. From major nations. What I'd recommend for the leagues is probably go through the leagues one by one, because I mean, if you're searching 700 it's going to take you ages to get to the 59th minute. So what you want to do if you want to snipe right here is just going to go through the leagues, Prem, and then you want to go and obviously put position left mid in, sorry. There we go. Search, nothing there. We're going to go to the next one. Fastest way, by the way, Liga, nothing there. Just click on the cross and then click on the league again. Don't try and do this because this is just long. Right, that didn't really work that well that time. Bundesliga, La Liga, didn't really fit my agenda there. But that's the idea. So you're going to source the players either via bidding on them or sniping them. Now, when it comes to listing them, the cheaper you list them, in theory, the faster they sell because they don't look like that bad of a deal. Now, what I basically go for is I go for anyone from one of the top 5 leagues. I list them anywhere from 2 to 2.5k. Like you can see, I mean, these guys aren't from the top 5 leagues, but they do sell for 2.5k. And then I'd say anyone from one of the top nations, but so let's say like Spanish, but it's like the League 2, La Liga 2, you can go list them for 1.5k. Because the idea is you buy them for 400, you sell them for 1.5k, you're literally tripling to quadrupling your coins per minor league player, and then the major ones you're listing to 2 to 2.5k, so you are tripling to quadrupling your coins if you go and list them out for 2.5k. So yeah, that is literally how this method works. Now, this method also works because you list up 100 cards at a time. But Dan, you can only list up 30 cards. What am I doing? Now, I'm not using the inspect element glitch. There's basically a glitch where you can use inspect element. I'm not, it's a little bit... Basically, I don't really want to get banned or suspended. But there's basically another exploit which is literally implemented by EA. So, obviously, I can only go and list up 30 cards. I guess I can't really show you, but if I try and list up 30 cards and then try and list up another card, it's going to say, well, buddy, you can't list up more than 30 cards. But I've just had 100 cards listed. So how on earth have I done that? Now, if you go and list up 30 cards, and then again, try and list up another card, it will say, you can't do that. But if you list up 30 cards, and then press relist all to the cards that didn't sell on, it lets you list up, if by magic, 96 cards. So how do you end up having 100 cards listed? You list 30, and then whatever doesn't sell on, don't relist quite yet. You then buy another 30 cards and list up a different 30 cards. You then press relist all. So now you've got your 30 cards, maybe plus 25 that didn't sell on. Boom, 55 cards. And then when they sell on, don't relist yet, list up another 30 cards. And then maybe you've got 60 cards that didn't sell on. You press relist all. That's 90 cards that haven't sold on. So that's 90 cards listed. There you go, that happens. All right, 10 cards sold on, you've got 80 cards. List another 20, then relist all. Boom, 100 cards on the transfer list. And this works the best with 100 cards on the transfer list because you're selling to people who just can't be asked. And because they can't be asked, you want to try and access as many can't be asked markets as possible by listing up listing up 100 cards. Now again, if you want cards selling on faster, you list them for cheaper. If you want cards selling on slower but more profit per card, you list them on for a little bit higher. It probably depends if you need any coins. It probably depends if you're doing anything on the side or whatever, investments or whatever. But that is basically a very, very simple method. Now, once players sell on as well, what you can do is take note of the players that sell on. Because what you might find is that you sell 5 Campwells before you sell 1 Baku. So if I sell 5 Campwells before I sell 1 Baku, I can probably be like, okay, the lazy buyers are buying the living daylights out of Campwell. Don't buy any more Bakus. Start stacking up on Campwells. Because I can sell that this guy has such an amazing success rate. So that's basically how you can advance this method is take note of each player that does sell on and then just, start working on the players that are selling on very consistently. So, but yeah, I mean, I think that's really all she wrote. Now, don't get mad when players don't sell on because you've got to understand that this method is illogical. This method shouldn't work because I just sold a Cantwell when there were 5 or 6 others on the market. This method, again, you are fully relying on it not being logical and just people are lazy. So, and again, this method isn't one of these sort of methods. You buy a player and then you have to wait for that one specific player. The idea is you buy 20, 1 sells on, perfect. And I can buy another 2 or 3 players with those amount of coins. And yeah, that's really all she wrote. I say it's a brilliant method just to have in the background. It's like a slow burner. So the main things to this, once again, is you want to go and buy players from the top 5 nations for 400 coins, either on bid or sniping. you want to go and buy players from the top 5 leagues, doesn't matter on the nation, for 700 coins, either buy or sniping. You then want to go and list the players from the top 5 nations between basically, well, list them for about 1.5k, and then you want to go and list the players from the top 5 leagues, depending on the player, for 2 to 2.5k, and obviously tripling and quadrupling your coins. And then when it's listing, you list 30 players, don't relist them, list another 30 players, then relist that 30 players, and that's how you're going to have 100 cards on your transfer list. So in theory, in this video, I should have listed 4 players before I relisted all these, so then I could have maxed out my transfer list. But there we go, that's all she wrote. Thank you very much for watching. I feel like it's quite a simple method. It's a weird one because, again, it shouldn't make sense, but it just works because of laziness, especially now Xbox and PlayStation across market. We've got like 1 to 2 million people who could just buy our cards at any point. So, perfect Amondo. But thanks for watching. Later today, you are going to have a video regarding investments because at the moment, a lot of the market's risen. So, yeah, basically just covered and telling you guys how to know what is a good investment and what isn't. But thanks for watching. See you guys tomorrow with brand new videos.